Columbia University, New York, April 1968. Radical students mobilized the campus into rebellion. Students of SDS, Students for a Democratic Society, occupy Low Library, the offices of President Kirk. The administration fails to control the situation and there is escalation. Hundreds of students occupy 5 other university buildings. Protest has become resistance. Columbia University is a private institution owned by trustees, the same capitalistic corporations which, the protesting students claim, are the very institutions which embody those forces of oppression which alienate them. The rebellion was sparked off on April the 23rd by an SDS rally organized to protest 3 issues: the university's relationship with the Institute for Defense Analyses, IDA, its handling of the building of a gymnasium in Harlem, and its high-handed ban on indoor demonstrations. The IDA contracted scientists and scholars to work on specific classified projects, some of which were directly related to the prosecution of the Vietnam War. The building of the gymnasium in Harlem had been for several years the subject of controversy. The use of community property by a private institution was attacked by numerous community groups long before the students took up the issue to demonstrate what they claimed to be the university's racist policies. Successful experience in the civil rights and anti-Vietnam War movements convinced the students of the moral justification for direct action.
The truth shall make us free. The truth shall...
All previous peaceful methods had been humiliated by bureaucratic hypocrisy. And so, with a mixture of social and political romanticism, hundreds of frustrated students joined the SDS minority in their heroic stand against the administration. The university had become a microcosm of America and its problems. The leaders of the rebellion, elected to a negotiating committee by the occupying students, presented to the ad hoc faculty committee their proposals for ending the rebellion, and the faculty in their turn negotiated with the president and the administration. Day after day, meeting after meeting, the principles of democracy were debated, and each of the 3 groups claimed that every effort was made to reach a peaceful settlement. A proposed tripartite commission comprised of administration, faculty, and student participation, was the imaginary structure which seemed to embody the most hope. But the student demands of amnesty for all were refused by the administration. The negotiations broke down. Press coverage of the rebellion was unanimous in condemning the students. But a principal New York paper and a major network, by chance, both had directors who were also trustees of Columbia University. However, the university's own FM radio station maintained an excellent round-the-clock account of the events.
Professor Hofstadter next spoke, and the first point he made was a point he had made in a live news conference carried last Friday evening at WKCR, and that was the distinction between violence, nonviolence, and nonviolent force. And Professor Hofstadter says that the tactics that the demonstrators are using would be called nonviolent force.
There were only 35 black students in Columbia University. The Student Afro-American Society, SAS, excluded white students from Hamilton Hall, and the existence of a building occupied solely by blacks became one of the major deterrents to immediate police action. H. Rap Brown and Stokely Carmichael visited Hamilton Hall and pledged the support of the Harlem community.
One, that black students occupy this building here. This is the black fortress in this university. They are fighting against the racist policy of this university. Was that clear? It's not only an SDS demonstration as it has been played in the press. In other words, the press has deliberately been trying to black out the black people's protest because they know they are in Harlem. Harlem is right over here, and black people are preparing in Harlem to come and deal with Columbia University at some point. Now here's a statement. Here's a statement that was released by the students on the inside. I'll read the statement. The black students of Columbia University, joined by a few members of the black community, have been in Hamilton Hall for 56 hours, more than that now. We're here to protest the racist policies of this university. Columbia has consistently refused to alter these policies when the community has used normal means of protest, so we escalate in the walk. We are therefore using this dramatic means of protest to highlight the following 4 demands. We might increase the list. Number 1, the stopping of the construction of the gym. And I still maintain the position that if you build it up, people in Harlem should blow it up. Number 2, we have established a cafeteria with adequate stores for all contingencies. A physician is in charge of our infirmary. Morale is high. Our sanitation teams are maintaining the excellent condition of the building. We don't destroy property. Black Columbia University students are in complete control of all occurrences within Hamilton Hall. You don't believe it, let them honky cops try to go in there. We would like to take note of the positive efforts of the ad hoc faculty committee. Now the brothers in here maintain that they will stay here until the university is willing to talk on their terms. And we are going in the community of Harlem and bolster the support down there. So we're going to let Columbia know that if they don't want to deal with the brothers in here, they're going to deal with the brothers on the street.
Albert Camus said that when everyone is guilty, it will be a democracy. But institutions are built to dissipate guilt, and at Columbia, claimed the administration, only the students were guilty. A few weeks after the rebellion, the date of termination of President Kirk's period in office was made known to the world. It was only a matter of time before the establishment would call on the police to remove the students.
This is the roof of the mathematics building. Inside this building at the moment, there is a revolution. About 100 to 200 students have barricaded themselves inside this building in order to repossess what they believe they ought to own themselves, the right to determine their own futures. Tonight, this building will be liberated by the police force of New York City. The students, no doubt, will be hurt, fined, imprisoned, suspended, and certainly their careers will be compromised by their decisions and acts of this week.
All in, now remember, you all have 5 votes. Just 5 votes. All in favor of John Sunstein. Okay. People that don't want it. I know. Come on, point of something. We have to count. All right, the 5 top names in order the highest to lowest are Tom Hayden, Bruce Spector, John, I never know how to pronounce your last name. How does that? 29X. John, up against the wall, motherfucker. Tom Hayden, Bruce Spector, John up against the wall, Jerry Long, JJ.
Okay, Tom.
I think there are only a couple of committees here who really need members for specific jobs. The cooking is, and it's especially the less glamorous things. I mean, when we want people for watches, we always get enough people on the watch. It's no problem. But you know, when you see an ashtray is all cluttered up with butts and crap, you take it up and you dump it in a waste paper basket, picking up cups from the tables and dumping them, making sure that the floor is clean. If you see some water, don't let somebody come along and slip on it, but you know, mop it up, or get somebody to mop it up. You see a hose is leaking, like there was a hose leaking on the 3rd floor, the 4th floor. We can't possibly be expected to see all these things. All the committee people can't possibly be expected to see all these things and handle them. And you just got to do it yourself. This is a commune. We're living in a commune. We're living communally, and the good of everybody has got to be thought about. You know, just like you wouldn't want to sleep on glass, you'd clear it away. You don't want anybody to trip on glass or anything like that. So you got to clean it up. Now, one thing about this, I've noticed we went to a lot of trouble last night putting up emergency flashlights. Now, there's a big sign all over the place. There's emergency flashlight. There's an arrow that points down, and there's nothing. There's an ashtray there. You know, find a switch. What happened to those flashlights? I see all sorts of people walking around with flashlights, and I don't know what they're doing with them. The lights are on. If anybody has flashlights concealed about their person or in room, please, for God's sakes.
Let's declare general amnesty.
Ron, I'd like to kind of talk about, what we're talking about. But I'd like to preface it. Listen, before I preface it, I'd like to know. I'd like to go forward. No, really. I'd like to announce that tomorrow at noon will be our 1st anniversary.
of the blockade. So now, Mark Wright is outside calling for law and order and no police riots. The word is police riots. Right. No police riots. So the police got a little upset that they were being, that there was the potential for police riots. So they started dancing and walking, and taking off a little energy so they wouldn't have a police riot.
over 100 students and 15 police were injured.
But I think I can, to this extent, be responsive to your question. We will make every effort to get everyone to agree. Everyone to agree. I know, some people say no. This may fail. If it fails, the university fails. We must understand that this is perilously close to the destruction of one of the great institutions.
3 weeks later, Mark Rudd, leader of SDS, again organized the occupation of Hamilton Hall to protest the disciplinary action taken against student leaders. Police were called and 100 students were arrested without violence.
It's now 3 minutes to 9 o'clock and we're standing by for further reports from our Hartley station. Apparently the lights have gone out in Hamilton Hall, except for emergency lights for safety reasons. Discussions are being held now in Hamilton Hall to decide whom shall stay as in the event of a police bust, and who will be arrested and who will face immediate suspension from Columbia University. These are the ultimatums delivered to the demonstrators inside the building by Henry Coleman, acting dean of Columbia College.
Don't burn the barricades, man! Hey, you guys are gonna start a goddamn fire! That's right! That's right! Great! Then what are you gonna do for a barricade? What are you gonna do for a university, man, when we put that down? Oh, shit! Come on, Vic! Oh, come on! I can't fight! Come on, Vic! Watch out! Watch it! Watch it! Get out of my way!
In this evening or tonight?
No, there is no indication on that. As you undoubtedly know already, we have urged people to leave and have warned them that if they do not leave, these consequences will take place.
Have you given them a deadline, Dr. Kirk?
We have not given them a deadline. We have asked them to leave as quickly as possible.
Are you prepared to give them a deadline?
The answer on the deadline is no. But after all, the deadline begins now.
But I mean, is there any time by which they must evacuate the hall, or else the police will be called in?
They've been ordered to leave now, and if they fail to do so, when the police arrive, those who have failed to do so will be liable for the consequences we have been talking about.
had worked in the Faculty Ad Hoc Committee and who have also many distinguished members, allowed the discussion to go on in an utterly tiresome, inadequate way. And then we read our resolution and shocked that group into thought, made it try to do the enormous act of stripping itself of its illusions and its comfortable postures. You know, when you're very anxious, you go back to comfortable images. And this comfortable image was that this is a student prank and we can't give way to pranksters. It was more serious. We had speeches of enormous passion